Okay, hello everyone. Garidian Steele here. Glad to be back. Another series here on No Man's Sky. I started the exobiology expedition and I realized I didn't have enough money to buy a nice ship, so I'm taking a detour here and I'm going to build a living glass farm. I tried several things that I usually do, like storm crystals and gather cobalt, sell that. Just wasn't quite enough. Most of the ships were around 10 million that I wanted. So the living glass, it runs about 550,000 each, so it's quite profitable. You can see here I got one set of domes ready. I'm going to build another for this demo. So without further ado, let's get started. First thing you'll need is some multi-tool upgrades if you don't already have these. You'll need the survey device. This will be for building the oxygen farm, and the optical drill, which resources mine plus 50%. I'll explain that a little better later, but you will need these too. So to do that, you'll see these parts here you need. So one thing to try, go straight over to the terminal, see if you can buy those parts. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. But you can go back once in a while, switch stations. You can also go to pilots, see if they have these. Sometimes they do. Or you could craft the parts yourself if you already have the blueprints. I do, so. Okay, we're going to need a lot of modules. So to do that, we need to find salvage data and get those at the anomaly. So I'm going to travel out here. Just get away a little ways. See if I can find a, oh, here we go. Technology module. Jump back in, drive out there. Then I'll uncover that with my multi-tool or terrain manipulator. So we can find the salvage data here. Okay, grab it with E. Then I hit the middle button, go back to restore, I cover up the hole. You don't have to do that, but I do. So I got like 11 salvage data right now. Next thing, we'll want to go to the anomaly, cache these salvage data in. So if you don't know how, hit X, call the anomaly, and you just fly straight to the portal and go inside. Let's go through the construction modules you'll need to do this. On the large prefabs, we'll need the cylindrical room, the straight corridor, glass corridor, and the biodome. Also, we'll need the L-shaped corridor and the T-shape. A cylindrical room frame at the left there is optional. However, I like to have support to hold everything up. And you also need the door and the access ramp. Small prefabs, basically the cuboid room here, and a regular strut. Technology modules, you might get some of these ahead of time, like say beacon and the teleport. You also need the portable refiner, medium refiner, and I don't show up, but the large refiner you will need if you use the oxygen method I show you later. Industrial modules, you basically need everything here, all the power. Switches are optional, you might get a few of these, but you'll need the electrical wires, mineral extractor, gas extractor, supply depot, pipe, the biofuel reactor, let you get the solar panel, battery, and the electromagnetic generator. Very important. We are going to build a O2 farm, so you will need these items. And under agricultural, the hydroponic tray, probably get that ahead of time, but you will need these 3 plants at minimum: frostwort, gamma weed, and gut flower. So here's a summary of what we just talked about. I'm not going to read all this to you, but you can screenshot this screen if you like. Okay, so getting blueprints will be our first thing. If you've never done this, go up to the side with the terminal on it, the transporter terminal on it. And the first guy here is the cartographer. I'm going to talk to him, exchange specific charts, and the top one there is secret cartographic data. I don't know, get 3 or 4 of those. You won't find a manufacturing facility every time, so you might have to come back and keep going till you get all the recipes you need. Alright, to use it, highlight it in your inventory, hold down E, plot the route. It'll highlight the facility for you. Hit W, head on out. So look for the symbol here. Got some really bad control on this ship. One reason I want another ship. Alright, pulse over there. I'm going to fly down here. Sentinels guard these, if you don't know that. So I got a little trick here I want to show you. Kind of fly over. Okay, I want to try to get back over toward the facility and point toward the door. Now you're going to see here I can go to 0 meters per second. I'm using Dude Sky to mod the spaceship flight pack. I'll have you a link to all the mods there. You can see how to do that, but this is why I like to shoot the door open with my ship. Go land at the landing pad that's marked. When you land, it'll say Sentinel searching, and they don't actually find you. So I just wait for the timer to expire. Then I jump out and keep going on with the mission. Jump out here. Gonna go over to the save and chart tower. Have to give us a chart and save our game. Went the wrong way there. Oops, sorry. We want to go over to the door here. Now we don't have to worry about the sentinels. You can take your time. We'll run inside and grab hold of the terminal. It'll have a riddle or number sequence to complete. A lot of times you just guess. So I'm going to guess 1 on this one. Great. Successful. If you weren't, you can reload your game. You just saved it at the tower out there. Come back in and pick a different answer. I'm going to do learn new recipe. You want to go to valuable products. And what you're going to want here is acid on top, and then these on the left side: lubricant, glass, and living glass. You only get 1 per factory, so this could take you some time to go through and get these, and you don't always get a factory when you use those charts. Just keep that in mind. It could take some time, but that's part of the game. I'm going to start gathering up some frostwort here. We need these to start our farm and plant the frostwort plants. So I found a frozen world. It was in my region. Flew around a bit, I couldn't find one, so I'm gonna land here. Use my scanner, find some plants. There we go, frostwort. Distance 678. Hit E to mark that. Jump back in the ship. Then we'll fly over there and start gathering all the plants. This is a similar thing you'll need to do with the gamma weed later on a gamma radiation planet. I will show you that here in a little bit later. Alright, so I'm at my marker. Gonna jump out here. Gonna go through and pick all these plants. Oh, we'll make you watch all this. Okay, the weather's breaking. Actually see now. Quite a few plants in this spot here. I don't know if I've ever seen this many together. I don't know if it's unusual or not. Keep picking all the plants. Alright, I think I just about got all of them here. Let's see what kind of haul we have. Alright, we've got about 1,800, so I'm going to stick with that. Gonna go gather some gamma weed. Anyway, I'm gonna use the ship. It's a lot quicker than the exocraft. So I do believe there's a patch up north here. I'm just gonna fly out there, gather a small patch, and see what I can get out of it. Let's run down here and pick this. Well, I usually get about 400 out of a patch like this. Let's see what I get. Make sure I got it all here. So, 470 or so. Not great. I'm gonna probably need more than that. So I figure maybe 1,800 or so. Alright, so I'm gonna take off here. See if I can go find another patch a little bit further north. Okay, we're gonna need some pellets here. Gotta run around here, feed a bunch of animals, see if you can get them to produce, so to speak. Not a glamorous job. Run out here, we'll found some animals nearby. Got an eggs, pet companion. Get creature pellets.
Radiation protection falling.
And I saw that trick on Jason Plays. I don't know. I think maybe it is new for this expedition. Yeah, I don't remember seeing that before. So once you feed them, we need to wait a little while. Then, yeah, dung samples, great. This is what we're reduced to. You need quite a bit. The expedition was 50 samples, I think. But it just so happens you need this to plant the gut rot flowers anyway, so. There is a trick. You can multiply lithium in a refiner using oxygen together, and I'll show you that here in a minute. Okay, here's an alternate method to making the oxygen. You need kelp to put in a refiner. So I'm going to head over here to a flourishing planet. Usually there's a lot of water. Just dive down and start gathering up the kelp. Let's find a good spot here. Might build a quickie base to use this in the future too. This looks good. So yeah, extreme sentinels, so we need to work quickly before they attack us. So I'm gonna make a quick base just to hide in. Let's go gather some kelp. Looking for the white plants here. See what these others are. Carbon. Alright. Let's just swim around. Find all these kelp plants. You can gather them from kind of far away, so you don't have to swim up to each one. You can see it, you can pretty much mine it. So this is an alternate method of making oxygen. Just wanted to show you this. What you do is you refine kelp and a few other items. I wanted to get maybe around 2,000 oxygen to start. So I'm going to try to get, 1,500, 2,000 kelp. Then I'll head back to the other place. Might have to swim around quite a bit. I think these grow back after a while. But I want to do this all in one shot, so. Also gather a little salt while you're here. I'll tell you why later. Okay, we got 273 so far. Not bad. Let's keep going. Luckily, the sentinels don't attack you underwater, so this kind of works out. I'll keep gathering some here, then I'll show you the result toward the end. Alright, let's come back up here. Take a look. Here's my little base I built. Nothing fancy. A couple batteries and I think 3 sulfur gatherers. Right, 1,027. That's probably good enough. I know I said more earlier. I got a couple halo cores. That should probably be enough for what we want to do. So let's build a teleporter here. Go back to where we were.
Product constructed. Product constructed.
Put a save point here.
Constructed.
Save our game. Then we'll head back to the other base and refine this. Alright, I promised you a few tips and tricks here. And to make our oxygen, we need some condensed carbon. Here, I'll show you the recipe here. I'm going to show you a quick way to get carbon, make some condensed carbon out of it. I have the hover mod from Dude Sky. So what I do is I find these tracks here. You see how they have like a road? Usually there's a lot of caves along these. So you come up to one of the caves. Stop your ship. You can hover here. You see all these little mushrooms appear, at least on this planet. Then you just blast them, and you gather carbon by the 1,000. Some of them you can't really see down inside. Let's find a little better one. Here's one right next to it. Gather all the mushrooms. You can also get the cobalt, whatever's there. So that's just a hint. Like I said, you do need the hover mod to do this. Also gather all the ferrite dust, these little gray rocks here. Get all those while we're here. Quickly. I've got, look, 5,000 carbon, 1,000 ferrite dust. A few seconds. But we'll head back now, and we'll start refining to make our oxygen. Alright, in a large refiner, we're going to combine these now. Take some carbon, make the condensed carbon. Alright. Now let's take our frost crystal. Need our kelp. And the condensed carbon. You can see we get 1:10 ratio there. So 1 unit of each of these will make 10 oxygen. Incredible amount. You can see we're going to get 4,000, the max we can get. So we'll run this and we'll see how many we get here. You don't have to do it this way, of course. I just thought it was interesting. If you have the money, you can just go to the station and maybe buy it from the terminal or buy it from the pilots. 4,000 ought to be plenty. So I'll probably run this once. Alright, I set out here to find a concentrated gas cloud. Just narrowing it down here. If you've never done that, you have to have the visor, press your F key, and then 1 or 3 will select what you're looking for at the bottom. So, okay, oxygen, great. B class, not bad. Let's put down a safe beacon here. It didn't have enough sodium. So I guess we'll have to improvise here. Put down the gap navigation beacon. Just hold your F and then hit E. It'll set that down. We can use it for now. Alright, this is where we want to build our farm, our oxygen farm. So we're going to have to run back and yeah, dung samples. Oh boy. Again, I'm reduced to doing this. I really laughed when I saw this. If you got the high-end graphics, it's like a green steam on this. Go ahead and gather these. I can use I needed to plan anyway, so now I'm going back. I'm running these towers here. Going to run the pipes and the wires. Seems to be an error here when you're trying to do this now. Sometimes it doesn't point to where you're actually going, but there we go. It's showing me now. You can see I built the tower up ahead. Just going to string these along. Don't want to make you watch all that. Just kind of wanted to show you what I was doing. And we'll move to the next step. Get here doing our wiring now. I usually put lights up here on the towers. Just gives me a good connection point. You don't have to do it this way, but and see if I can reach back. See, I built 4 of these, I think. So, oh yeah, I can grab it. Grab here. We'll run it to the light. If you're in camera mode, when you hit B, you can fly around a little bit, but it's kind of limited. So what I usually do, maybe run halfway between the towers I built here, see if I can reach both sides. Sometimes I can. I don't measure it exactly, but sometimes I can. Let's see if I can reach this. Maybe a little farther. Yeah, we'll try it. Can't quite do the light there. Let's try it. I don't know, maybe. Far away. I don't know if I can fly that far. This is something I wish they would add to the game. You can maybe you can add markers, and then it'll tell you how far the closest one is. That would be great. You could lay out things like this exactly if you wanted to. For now, I just kind of look and guess how far apart they are, kind of based on how far I ran, but that's not super accurate. Anyway, I'm going to keep on going here, and won't make you watch all this part of it either. Right, I kind of finished up the wiring here. Connected everything to one supply depot. I'm going to need a lot more of these. I'm going to want to store like 30,000 total. So 10,000 on 3 different lines. So due to the diminishing returns, I usually build these in groups of 4 and then separately pipe them. You can run electric to all of them with one electric wire, but for piping you need to run 3 separate pipes, which I'll be doing here shortly. Right now I just want to extend this out, have a place to put all my supply depots. Kind of a stickler for what's holding all this up. And a lot of people just let everything float. That's fine. Okay, let's see. I want to do probably 10 of these, I think. 10 of these total. I have 1, so I'm gonna need, what, 90 plates for the first set. So I mean I can hold here 10 per slot. Yeah, I could do 6, I guess, so let's go ahead and be the camera. Now, here's something the game should have. This is a mod called Snappy Industry that lets you snap your industry items exactly together, which is great. It looks awesome. But that's what it is. Go to your mods channel, Snappy Industry. I just kind of want to connect these zigzag. So it gives me 5 here. Okay, I'm going to keep building these. Like I said, 3 sets of 10. I think that'll give me 11,000 per set, so 33,000. Okay, came back the next day. And see what we have for oxygen here. Should have a lot. So yeah, 11,000 here. $7,000 here. Just real quickly, I wanted to show you. Can gather these fairly fast, and no more oxygen mining. Here we go. Plenty of oxygen.